Sinä olet minulle vain yksi, yksi tuhansien joukossa. En tarvitse sinua, en tarvitse sinua. Mutta jos kesytät minut, niin silloin me toisiamme tarvitsemme. Olisit ainoa maailmassa, elämäni aurinkoinen. Olisit ainoa. My name is Niina and I come from Finland. I was born in Tervakoski, Janakkala, 90 kilometers up from Helsinki. I can't remember any precise moment that changed me as much as seeing my grandmother dead. It was my first year in theater school, and during that fall my father's mother died, and it was quite sudden. I mean, we knew that she was really ill at that point, but it happened really quickly. In Finland, in hospitals, they have this small chapel, and they put kind of prepare the corpse, and they have nice music and some candles, and the relatives and can go there and say farewells and leave their goodbyes and so on. And that day when she was in the chapel, we had a rehearsal, or it could have been a performance, but anyway I couldn't go, and I wanted to see her. I really wanted to see her, and it was I think I was just curious, and so I called to the hospital, and they said that it's possible, but it's not going to be as nice as in the chapel. And I said, I don't care. I mean, I just want to say goodbyes or whatever. And I went there, and my old boyfriend was doing his civil service there, so he took me down to the basement, to the morgue. There are these, well, everyone has seen them in films, but the refrigerators or the cupboards, and he took her out there, and she was all covered in white wrap, and she was cold, and there was no life, and her face was kind of, I could see her teeth. I remember myself thinking that, oh, they didn't take, because she had false teeth, like not her own teeth, but something you take out and put in a glass for the night. And it was just because I didn't know what I was going to see, and it was really not natural, really very shocking, and it was my it looked like her, with her eyes were a bit open, and she was all cold and stiff, but it wasn't her. And I was really, it was a really shocking experience. And then when I went home, my father was angry at me, and he said that, do you think that that's the picture or image that she would have wanted me to have of her? And it made it even worse. And after a while he apologized, and we talked about it, but it was kind of too late. It was so shocking. And I remember I was trying to make a sandwich, and I took some turkey ham out of the fridge, and then I almost threw up. I just couldn't touch it because it was kind of like dead flesh, and at that moment when we were down there, I think my old boyfriend, he was a very good friend of mine still, but when we were down there, because he was with me, but he was struggling with the same thing, because he was always the one who had to go down there and see the bodies and deal with them and take them there when someone died, and I think he was struggling with the same thing, so he couldn't really help me with it or explain anything or to make it feel more natural. But he was there that night when I went home afterwards, and I remember just holding his hand and trying his face, like I just wanted to feel the life and the warmth and the breath, and after that for a long time I had this I was afraid of, I felt that I'm just getting older and older every day, and I'm gonna be sick in a few days, and if I saw a sick person on TV, like with sick hands or pale face, like really with some disease, I couldn't watch it. And yeah, I think fear of dying and fear of death, because it made it real. But then eventually it changed my perspective on many things, and I think it's a shame that death is hidden from us, because I think the world kind of is people are living their lives as if there was no death, and it just changes your values and the things you consider important. The final conclusion was the death of my last grandparent. She was a widow for a long time before she died, and during her last 7 years she found this man, and they were together for the last years, and they were both widows, and it was really like she enjoyed her last years a lot, and she wasn't lonely and so on. And then this Tarmo, the man, called her to the hospital every day, and it was very important to her. And then she wasn't feeling that sick at this certain moment. I was visiting her, and Tarmo called, and she was so old and very thin hair and like very wrinkly cheeks, and she started to play with the wire of the phone and with her hair, and had this smile on her face, and it was just like a 15-year-old girl. It was beautiful. To me it was very important to be there for her and to share some moments, and to have the feeling that I said goodbye, and she had the opportunity to say goodbye, and that it was a very beautiful and natural thing. There was this one moment when I asked her if she wanted to hear me singing, and she was really tired. She said to me that not necessarily, and that was kind of very funny and natural, like it's not that big of a deal. Olisit ainoa maailmassa, elämäni aurinkoinen. Olisit ainoa maailmassa, elämäni aurinkoinen. I have the strong feeling that she's around and that they're all around.